check one, two, threes, rolling, roll. So, yeah, for 4,390 days. Yes, but exactly that was under medication regimen or the prescription regimen somehow. If you doesn't, then you die. Is how the drugs works, the pills works. The pills, yes, it was auto offed through somehow of high tech technologies. This is that doesn't agree, and people around isn't allowed to listen to the wall, into White Rabbit, and somehow and I says, pink house, bow wow, pink house, bow wow, kill. And they says, no, not until Thanksgiving. All I got through song isn't on the radio yet, with the mothers and the fathers of the kill in the service of sorts. So what exactly was my part? Well, it was DJWW3, September 11th, 2001, also known as DJWW3, and I've been Team USA just within the vicinity, just a 15-minute jog or a 2-minute drive, generally up until October 2018, and I moved over to a 15-minute jog or a 3-minute drive away, and I've been there about 400 days. So I was in the vicinity of the Fort Trumbull Nuclear Submersible Parking Space, the Fort Trumbull Nuclear Submersible Vessel Parking Space of the United States Navy extension at Fort Trumbull State Park, Fort Trumbull, Connecticut State Park, Fort Trumbull, New London County, and I was personally on the New London City skirts there. Still is, yes, but in a separate location for the past 400 days. And my part exactly was USA Navy refugee carpet bag, sort of ransacked, sort of tricked and duped into hiding underwater with to smuggle ICMs to the trench, and admirals to the Long Island Sound Underwater Facility, the Long Island Sound Underwater Research Facility, yes, and then it was to the Hudson in 2002 to visit Ground Zero and do my part as how I learned aboard, or at the facility say. So it was I was an on the books age 13 EMSP, emergency service provider, yes, of PD, fire medic, junior Coast Guard, junior Navy, Red Cross, BSA, and attempting to go to high school in next year in 2004 through 2008, so I could get my nuclear mechanics, physics and mechanics of the nuclear realms, 2 credits for college, and so I could get into a prestigious university, and somehow suffer the fate of adulthood later. And 2007, halfway through came along, and a whole bunch of men that went to the age 4 through 18 is the same school that I was in. The pre-K through senior high was he had the big old anchor on the front. Pre-K, it was a submarine, a picture of a submarine, a little one that a tot could fit in, and it was be submerged through the depths of the seven seas. And then age 5, 300 something days later, there was the big old naughty anchor, and that lasted until, say, like a sailor, like a Popeye's tattoo sort of deal, and that lasted through up until age 18. But like I was talking about in 2007.5, I said 6 months through 2007, there was you've been drafted. We're not taking you. We're taking your pa. You're gone. You're going to jail. 2 years. Felony evasion. Felon for the rest of your life. Your back is changing. Or something similar. So from 2006 to present day, it was the Andy C. New London New England talk show, with radio DJ host DJ Talk Show on the New London New England live, recorded by the Department of Defense Homeland Security. Speakers is what I call them, but they're actually cameras and microphones, or microphones and cameras, says, by the hundred thousands in vicinity of the Fort Trumbull Nuclear Submersible Parking Space, says. So there was that, and that's been my residence since 1996, which has a whole separate story of riches and fame, and perhaps friends in high places more than local yokels of low, or prestigious yet somehow in the ghetto. somehow of sorts, due to the eminent domain, 1970 something nuclear power station, highway, and nuclear submarine manufacturing, nuclear submersible accessory manufacturing devices. Same time, 1970 something. Wasn't our fault, but residential fell into the slums and just still hasn't picked up yet. It was on its way in the gay 90s, sort of like the L&M hospital. It says, "I'm in labor. I'm ready to pop." And you go, "Okay, we'll take the bus. We'll take the bus." No, it's too expensive. Spare no expense. Jurassic Park coming out soon, which later turned into all ages hospice. Children welcome through teen, young adult, even senior. Pets too. Cats, dogs. There's a picture of like a 5-year-old boy with a cat and a dog. And I slurred earlier and I called it the dehumidifier. Of course, I know it's a dehydrator. It's just I may have been plugged in once or twice when they attempted to whoop your nose is on your shirt again. You thought you were doing a little blood with samples, sir. And again, the medication regimen started in what's it, August 2008, uncontested. It may have picked up in June, and then they said, well, it was June or July, and women and men went at it. And I stepped off as an independent and vote, say mid-August, August 15th or so, or something similar, say. And what exactly was he doing as far as what the duty to God and his country at the shy age of 11 turning 12, being stolen aboard the nuclear submersible and then into the trench to bury ICBMs underwater, in the ocean, and then back to the Long Island Sound Underwater Research Facility, and then to the Hudson in 2002 to visit Ground Zero, and then again in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, only to be coddled by local city bloopers of Baby Blue, and it says, "No city, no Big Apple, no Big Apple." And they show me something like the got 'em, which is something you curl your hand and so the thumb and index look like a sphincter, and as long as it's below the waist, this is got 'em or something similar. So, what? What? I fell asleep at 18. I'm not even 30. I'm not even technically awake yet. I'm not even technically alive since 6 months after every 24 of the high-tech medicinal or something similar. Okay, I was talking about undead. I was talking about church stuff. I was talking about blood being passed on since what the 1790 A.D. As well as the all natural sperm egg given blood of your own. There was some sort of strange churchy rather a lycanthropy, in agreement with Vatican, policies of whatever it was back then. And the 980 is when Sweden had people in it, not before. Of course, there wasn't people over here for 10,000 years. And nope, they only turned into people around 1776 under strenuous laws and regulations and policies, and all else before were caveman, heathen, savage, due to be slain or exodus west and then pushed off the cliffs of Cali, I suppose. So there was that. And then there was the point I was getting into is besides those communications from 2006 to present day, it was a happy 4,390 consecutive days under the influence, and you have another ingestion due tomorrow sort of deal, there was that. And what exactly does you do in the vicinity when you have a half decade experience, or from 2002 to 2008, really is 2001 to 2000, present day. But as far as on hands training and real life actual experience, it was all junior. It was all ages on the books, ages 13 to 18. And then they said he wound up with a sort of a head injury that required a Brooklyn ICU into a teeny tiny rehab for tiny tots. And then he makes his own way with perhaps some sort of hospital policeman back to New London City, and he schedules for within 3 to 6 weeks ICU at the local Lawrence Memorial, and they fix him up better, and they say, well, you're ready for your one a day. And I picked like Oxycontin and Xanax or something similar with a what's the sleepy one, the Ambien Xanax with an Oxy whatever. It doesn't have as much Tylenol in it because I hear Tylenol would ruin my liver more than the opium derivative. And says, so my next stop is shaking down the same old private prescriber for something of a Cialis, and maybe something fun, something mildly psychedelic to combat the antipsychotic portions, because that seems to lead to the larger side effects, which is heart attack, stroke, frothing at the mouth, multiple types of seizures, aneurysm, hemorrhage, loss of senses, and my least favorite, impotence. Says G2G, thank you. I'll go again. Going to have to review this footage at set. Who's going to kiss and tell as to why exactly this medication was? No goes, and who will kiss and tell? It said, come on, my baby, come on, my wire, come on, my telephone pole. Baby, my heart's on fire. Baby, my telephone pole, my wire. You never heard of that one? It's the WB frog. You kiss a frog, it turns into the prince, it says. Yeah, well, who's going to kiss and tell? And it says, perhaps the WB frog, or not. It says, maybe I don't need anything at all. Smash.